The stip here is that loser leaves town for 30 days, which of course is going to be put in place because you're getting ready to go spend a month in Japan with Giant Baba.
Yeah.
In 1 month, Ted, over there in Japan, you're going to work a total of 18 matches. So, man, Baba was ready to get everything he could out of you at this time. At the start over there, you're going to be teaming up with Dick Slater on a number of occasions. Man,
Okay, now you said 18 matches.
18 matches in the course of a month. Now you're not there for a full month. I think you wind up showing up there, after maybe the first week of April.
Maybe I think it's I think I was 3 weeks there.
Yes,
So
I
it'd be
believe it was something like that.
days. Okay, 18 matches, 21 days. That's But in a full month, no, that's that's not enough. Because 7, 14, 21, 28.
Yep. So you wound up showing there. I want to say it was a weekend to April 1985, and you were off to the races. So yeah, I mean, pretty easy math. It's 21 days, 18 matches. That's only 3 days that you had off during this entire tour. So man, that's a lot of work.
Yep.
Now, you're going to team up with Dick Slater whenever you first start over there. Dick Slater's got a reputation. I know that he ran with Dick Murdoch, but Dick Slater himself has got a reputation not only for being a drinker like Murdoch was, but also for being a little bit scary. Where I guess he was a guy that you just did not want to piss off. Ted, what were your experiences like around Dirty Dick?
I had no trouble with Slater. Of course, I mean Slater liked Murdoch too.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a good worker. Yeah, I mean, he was a dang good worker. So, I had no problem with him.
Your mentee, Arn Anderson, has said that when he was growing up, his favorite wrestler was Dick Slater.
Yeah.
And you can see why. He was a great worker. But yeah, I've heard some stories about him where, man, if you cross him, the dude he was nobody to piss around with.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
You should be that way if you're a wrestler, right? Legit stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the big names that you're going to work against in this month include Giant Baba himself, Genichiro Tenryu, Akio Sato, Tarzan Goto, and more. Ted, first I just want to ask you, Giant Baba was 47 years old here. He's 6'10". What was it like climbing into the ring with, the guy who's not only a promoter, but also a giant?
Well, I mean, it's like he was big. He was a spectacle, obviously, and it's kind of like work. You had to kind of work carefully with him too, because even though he was that big, it was kind of like, I don't know, not hard to describe. I think that one of the things he had that, like, like he throw you in the ropes and the big foot.
Mm-hmm.
That was his thing. The big foot come up and hit you in the face and down you go. But I mean, as far as the guy running the show, the owner of All Japan Pro Wrestling was Giant Baba.
Yeah,
and so you always want to do your best with him.
I feel like it adds a new layer of pressure because this guy's brought you in. Obviously, he's got a really high opinion of you because here you come. He brings you overseas. He's going to be paying you really well. You're getting into the ring with him, so he must really have a high opinion of you if he wants to work with you. I don't know. I know that you're a really polished worker at this time, of course, but there has to be some kind of nerves. You're getting in the ring with this guy. He's nearly 50, and it's boy. I better not give him a stiff one.
So it wasn't just he and I. It was a tag match.
Yes, sir. It was a couple of tag matches, and I believe it was you and Dick Slater on one side, with him and I don't recall who.
Probably because oh gosh, I think you said his name once already.
Might have been Tarzan Goto. Now that I'm thinking of it.
Oh, I mean, but this one guy that I met him in Amarillo while I was still in college.
You're thinking of Jumbo Tsuruta.
Yeah, Jumbo Tsuruta he wrestled for Japan in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real deal, but a very nice guy.
Do you think that whoever was teaming up with Baba was probably taking most of the heat, and then they'd just tag him in for the finish, if you had to guess?
Yeah, probably.
Seems like it would probably make the most sense.
And I don't know. I don't think Baba was that. It's all about me. Because I mean, he was. I've seen him in tag matches with Jumbo Teruta and other guys as his partner, and it wasn't always, he didn't always get the hot tag. Actually, it would be better for him to tag out for the hot tag,
Ah,
because even for his size, he couldn't move very fast.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So him storming the ring all of a sudden for this really hot moment probably not going to work.
no,
When you got a guy that size and you're trying to get heat on him, I don't, is it the old work the leg sort of thing in order to get him down? Or, I mean, how do you handle it when you've got a guy who's that big, not super mobile, and you
yeah,
got to get heat on him?
yeah. Well, you got to get him down. You got to, cheat if you can.
Hmm.
And of course, I did that. I don't know if was I wearing the glove over there? I don't think so.
I think you might have been. I know that it was an established gimmick for you at this time.
Yeah, I can't remember. Uh,
I'm asking you to look back 40 years ago. I get it.
yeah, and the other thing is, obviously, you want to do your very very best, when you're in the ring with the guy who's paying you.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
Any memory by any chance of Tarzan Goto, Tenru, or Akio Sato? Any of those names stand out for you?
yeah. Kiyosato was very good, and what was that? The other one?
With Tarzan Goto, he would wind up getting a reputation as more of a kind of a hardcore type wrestler down the road.
Yeah, and what was the other name?
Tenru.
Tenru. Well, Tenru. Yeah, Tenru was really good.
Ted, I'm curious, especially now that I'm working. I think about climbing into the ring with somebody who doesn't speak my native language. It's not exactly like you can shoot them off to the ropes and say, drop down, hip toss, get it again. They're probably not going to understand what the hell you're saying. So, what? How do
Well,
you
I'll be honest
overcome
with
that?
you. I mean, I think most of those guys, even if they, and like Taruda, he spoke very good English. But I mean, I guess the wrestling lingo is universal. You know, tackle, drop down, hip toss. They learned all of those. They learned enough English to wrestle a guy that spoke English.
It's interesting. So, whenever you're running heat on somebody, and let's say you want to pick them up for a body slam, do you just snatch him up and hope
Yeah,
he knows what's
yeah,
going on?
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't have to talk about everything.
Interesting.
You know, so it's kind of like I would do things as a heel when a guy was making a comeback on me, and I would position myself for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like boom, boom, boom. Like he slams me or something. I get up and I would stagger towards the corner, to where he could just grab me by the hair and run my head into the turnbuckle. And then I would turn around in the turnbuckle so he could go boom, boom, boom. And then I'd say, okay, turnbuckle backdrop,
Hmm.
call it as I go. I'd call the comeback to him.
Being in the ring, I love guys that are talking a lot, so that you can kind of have an idea as to what's going to be going on or coming next or whatever. Which it's always great. It's just yeah, it's fascinating to me because it's like I guess they just have to use context clues in Japan where they're like, well, he's feeding me, his back and he's in the corner, so he must want me to slam his head on the top buckle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.